testimonies that that have been given. I want to sympathize, I want to commiserate with the experiences that you have encountered. There are some who are incarcerated, some who have been beaten. This is the nature of the beast. That's what dictatorship is all about. At this stage of our struggle, the testimonies merely illustrate the endurance that the people of Zimbabwe have had to confront. I think there are so many testimonies over the last 17 years, some even very tragic, to the extent of people losing their life, limb, and property. I can only say that there is no struggle without risk, and some of the risk can be personal, can be collective, but at the end of the day, all we are trying to say is that we want our freedom. I think this, as a country, shocks us, because how can anyone be beaten for expressing his or her rights? How can anyone be charged with anything for demonstrating? You have not taken up arms, you have not been violent, but what you get from the state, which is so obsessed about the retention of power, is a regime which will go all out to try to intimidate and beat people into submission. That's what it demonstrates. So I want to thank you for your courage, for your resilience, because I think that's what we need as we move forward. But I can tell you one thing: the struggle for change in this country is coming to an end. There is no way this regime will proceed to continue to brutalize people, to continue to suppress people with impunity. There's no way. And I think some of us who live to testify to the horrendous experiences we have suffered over the last 17 years. But that is what defines our character. This is what defines the struggle. The commitment, the resilience, the endurance illustrates that the people of Zimbabwe are on their own, that they have to liberate themselves. No one else. I'm reminded here of the Syrian experience, where, as you witness on a daily basis, it is the government that is brutalizing its own people. It is the government that is bombing its own people. Obviously for interests beyond that nation. I think we all have to continue to be committed, and all I'm trying to assure you is that we are there. We'll be there with you. This is just the beginning of the end. So let's be courageous, let's be determined. I think the people of Zimbabwe will appreciate the heroic role that we are playing. I am aware of the recent report which illustrates that it is ZRP, ZNA, Zanu PF, CIO, all involved in identifying MDC activists and brutalizing them. But Tsvingarai no sure. I want to assure you, Tsvingarai no sure. And we are at the beginning of the end. Crisis in Mulomunyika cannot just disappear. It is a crisis that people have to always tell a story in history and say, when things went bad, there were men and women who stood up against the dictatorship. And you are one of those. I want to thank you for your courage. The party will do anything in its power, in its capacity, to respond to these atrocities. And we will be there together with you. Thank you.
For these and other stories, visit our website www.263chat.com. Follow us on Twitter @263chat and like our Facebook page 263chat.